Hello and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I am Cadoink and I am here with Chris, otherwise known as Sturminator, so we will use our internet IDs, that way we don't mix ourselves up because we're both named Chris. Say hello, Chris.
Hi, everybody.
So, Chris has never played Starcraft 2 before.
This is very true. Wait, I played campaign, but...
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count at all.
That doesn't count. The campaign's great, but, we're here to play competitively.
Sure we are.
So, anyway, what we're going to do is kind of a newbie series, hopefully. Much like Sean and I are doing a League of Legends newbie series, because I'm basically the Sturminator of League of Legends. So, here we are on Sturminator's account, and we're just going to jump right into it, because that's the best thing to do. You don't want to get any kind of... ladder anxiety, especially if you're a new player, because that's one of the hardest things for a lot of people is just hitting the button, you know, hit and go. And so we're not even going to do practice league, man. We're going to go straight into it, unless you really want to like use up your practice league games.
No, we're going hardcore.
We're going hardcore.
We're going hardcore.
All right, all in. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to hit that little skip button that's right there.
Skip.
It's going to say, are you sure?
Skip.
Oh, you've done it. You've pulled the trigger.
I'm a man.
Alright, so now is the race picking time. Alright, so Zerg is your kind of quick units. Quick, dirty, cheap. Terran is kind of your midway, and Protoss is your more expensive but more strong units. So less units but stronger force. And I know that you're a player who kind of likes that kind of power play sort of thing.
I do. I like having lots of health.
You like having lots of health. Well, that's Protoss for sure. So you're gonna go ahead and click that Protoss button, and we're gonna click Find Match.
There we go.
All right, we are doing this. So here's what you need to do. When the game starts, you're gonna send all your workers to the mineral patch by just selecting them all and right-clicking the mineral patch, right?
Okay.
And then you're gonna click on the building, which is called a nexus. For Protoss, the building that builds workers is a nexus. And then when you click the nexus, you're going to hit Control, and you're going to hit 4. Okay?
Okay.
Control 4. After you send the workers and after you build a probe. You need to build a probe.
Okay.
But when you build a probe, don't click on the nexus and click in the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
Click on the nexus and press E.
E's probe?
E is probe.
E is probe.
Here we go. This is your first game of StarCraft. We are playing Protoss versus Protoss. Oh, of course we'll get a mirror matchup, and our frame rate is going to drop, of course, because we're
loading here.
We are loading.
Odysseus.
So, Odysseus versus Sturminator. So we are Sturminator. Just for your reference, if you forget. And this will be from first-person point of view. This is coming at you live. We're doing this right now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So he's finished loading. So get ready. Put your hand on the keyboard, because you're going to need to do Control 4. This is a very important thing. And E.
E. Two things that I need to remember. E, Control 4.
E, Control 4. Those are your buttons. Those are your buttons. Come on. You can do it.
So close! Victory!
Go, go, go. Now right-click the mineral patch.
Oh, there we go.
Now click on your nexus and hit E, Control 4. Now, what that does is it's going to allow you to build workers by pressing E. So press E. Press E again. Now, type GLHF. You're going to have to hit Enter.
No, my bad.
GLHF.
Yes!
Now, click on the probe that was built.
There he is.
And send them to the mineral patch.
This mineral patch?
Yep, right-click.
Right-click.
Now hit 4.
4.
And then hit E.
E.
Now right-click the mineral patch. Now click the probe.
This one?
Yep. And then click him somewhere over on the left, right-click, then hit B, then hit E, and then click.
Click.
And then send him back to the mineral patch. Now hit 4, E.
E.
So now we're not going to worry too much about speed, we're not going to worry too much about build order, because this isn't, you know, this is your very first game. So now I want you to hit E again, and then I want you to hit C, and then click your nexus.
This one?
what this is a chrono boost. Oh, you're going to have to left click it.
My bad.
It's a chrono boost, so hit E again. And it speeds up your production.
Okay.
Right? So now I want you to click a probe.
Probe. Give me here.
And hit B. Then hit G.
G.
And then click anywhere in that blue area.
Right there.
And then right click the mineral patch when it's done.
Right.
Boom. Now 4. E.
E.
Chrono boost your Nexus.
Uh,
Do you not remember what key it is?
no, I don't.
Okay, well then hover over the little button.
C.
It's C.
C.
You never ever want to click down there. That's a bad
Okay,
place. And
okay.
hit E. E. E.
E.
Okay?
So many things. There's lots
So
of
many
E.
things. It's tough. So, now you can see up in the top right corner
Yep.
that you have minerals, you have gas, hit E, and you have your supply.
Yep.
So your supply is 15 out of 18, so it's getting close. So what I want you to do is click on a probe,
Probe. Here.
BE,
E. E.
and put it somewhere. Now hit Shift, hold Shift, and right-click the mineral patch.
This one?
Yep. Now, next I want you to click on the gateway. That's that doohickey right there, that
right
building,
there?
and hit Z.
C.
That's going to build a zealot. That's an attacking unit. Now,
Okay.
scroll down on the screen a little bit. A little more. You see this ramp?
Yep.
I want you to right-click there. It's going to rally there.
Okay.
Now, you can hit 4 twice, and it'll bring you back there. So hit E,
Okay.
and then hit C, and then click. But you're going to have to left-click.
Did.
Okay.
You didn't like me.
So now I want you to click another probe,
Come here. You.
and hit B,
B.
and hit Y, and then click. What that is a text structure. And this text structure allows you to build better units and get upgrades. And always send your probe back after you're done. Always, always. Now select a probe. Once again.
I got one. There we go.
Now hit BA.
B. A.
And put it on one of those gas geysers.
Right there.
This is an assimilator. And it'll allow you to get gas, so you're going to have to send them back. And now you can see that you have quite a bit of minerals that are floating. You have 1,000. So you need to click on your, yeah, that guy. And hit Z to build another unit. Now select a probe.
Okay.
And hit B, G, and then hold Shift and click a few times in the blue area. Keep going. Keep going.
What's a few times?
There. That's good enough. Now shift click back.
Shift click. Shift click where?
There.
There.
Now 4E.
48.
Now click on that guy.
This one.
Hit Z.
C.
Now, this, like I said, we're not worrying about build order. You never build like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 gateways on one base. You won't be able to support it. But you need to get in the habit of trying to keep your minerals down.
Okay.
Now the other thing is, you notice if you look in your top right corner,
Yep.
you're running low on supply. So you're gonna need to build a few more pylons.
Okay.
So, do you remember how to do that?
Nope.
Okay, well, oh, you right-clicked.
I did like that.
You're fine. Hit B
B.
and E.
E.
So B is your build key,
Okay.
right? And so you know, click somewhere and build a few more, the same way you built gateways.
B. Oh wait. Weird.
You have them. You have them selected.
B. Shift.
There you go. And then send them back. Alright. So now you have a bunch of finished gateways.
Yep.
So what I want you to do is, firstly, you need to put some guys on gas.
Okay.
So you see your assimilator is finished and it has nobody mining from it. To be efficient, an assimilator needs 3 workers on it.
Okay.
So you're going to select 3 workers. You can do it one at a time. And right-click. Select another. Right-click. Select another. And right-click. That's good. So now you'll be getting gas. At the same time, you're going to be needing to build some units. So double-click double-click your gateways. And you see they're all selected. Now go back down to that ramp. And right-click. And just hit Z, 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 Z. Now you'll be building a zealot out of each one. Now, also, look at your mini-map. You notice something's going on down there.
There's
So
a
look
red
down
guy.
there. You see he's trying to build stuff around your base. So take your zealots and right-click that. Very good. Now 4E. Now go back up and chrono boost your guy.
This one.
Yep. Now double-click your gateways and Z, 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 Z. Now, go down, go down, go down. You're in a lot of trouble right now.
Oh, gosh.
Select your zealots and attack. Just A-click.
A-click.
And you see that things are looking very dismal. He's warping in guys. He's sending stalkers. You're still building. So double-click your those guys and right-click like right next to your middle patch, or right there. So that because when they spawn, they'll run and they won't attack.
Yeah.
Which is very bad. So now, keep clicking Z. You need more Z.
Lots of Z. Oh.
And you can see that you are just barely holding on to this attack.
Yes, I am.
In fact, you might just be able to do it. Yes, you do hold on. Very nice. Oh, but here comes some more stalkers. You see, it's very tough.
Yes.
And so at this point, you've most likely lost. I'm sad to say.
Yeah.
But this was your first game.
It was my first game.
And the good news is you have a few more zealots coming out. In fact, you are just barely holding on. Keep clicking Z. Okay. Now, and they keep coming, man. Well, so you can see you got to do things really quickly.
Yeah.
And since this was your first game, this is totally understandable. You're just getting used to the controls. You're just getting used to building things. A lot of players wouldn't be hitting any hotkeys at all.
Yeah.
They would simply be clicking in the bottom right and then clicking somewhere. And a lot of clicking wastes time because you have this whole keyboard of buttons that you can be using, right?
Yep.
So now you're actually in a pretty good position. You can see that one of your buildings is powered down because the pylon was destroyed right here. So you do have to be careful about your pylon placement, making sure there are some overlaps. So if one pylon gets destroyed, you can protect another.
All right.
So now here's what I want you to do. I want you to select all your zealots. You can do this by double-clicking. You don't always have to box. And hit Control 1.
Control 1.
This is going to hotkey them to 1. So now, so suppose you're on 4, and you're hitting E, and then you C and you Chrono Boost.
Look.
Now pretend there's an attack coming. Oh no, hit 1.
Okay.
Boom, you have your attack. And then A-click to move them.
A-click.
Always A-click. So A-click them down your ramp, and destroy that pylon that he built there. But don't click the pylon. A-click. Just A-click somewhere else. Because you can see he had an army there, and they would target the pylon. So keep building zealots. Or, oh, sorry. Yeah, Z. And, you have them queued up, which isn't too good, but check your force, make sure everything's doing alright. It looks like they're going down, pretty heavily, and he does have a big army. And they will be able to take him out, but hopefully some of your zealots will pop in. The other thing we didn't do is we didn't go to your warp gate, or your cybernetics core, and we didn't research warp gate. So you need to hit W. Oh, excuse me, it's not W. Put your mouse over it. Over the bottom.
That one?
It's G. Excuse me.
Gate.
Gate, right. I don't play Protoss, so a lot of this is learning for me. And you can see he powered down another one of your pylons. And he's even supply blocked you. So you're going to need to build some pylons with your probes to repower them.
Pylon is
E. So,
E. Okay.
But you need to hit B first to build.
B, E.
And make sure you're putting them in positions where it'll power them up. Very nice. Now you see that pylon's getting attacked. You're going to need to send your zealots over.
A-click.
And then you notice that these can be being built out of still. So you're going to want to double-click your gateways and hit Z. And yeah, so they'll be building, and now that those are done, they'll continue building. And you can see your warp gate is on the way. And yeah, you're going to need a few more pylons because you will be supply blocked here pretty shortly. And you can see that you are being attacked by some zealots in your base, so you're going to want to select those guys and A-click. Always A-click. I'm getting the habit right now. And you can see that now all your probes are gone, and so you are in a bit of an economic trouble.
So, I'm also almost out of England.
So 4E.
4E.
And here comes some more zealots. Nice little zealot attack. And you see the other ones have killed all the zealots in your mineral line, so you're going to want to send them to help. So, see, you're staying alive, but at this point you know that he's probably out-expanded you. He's probably, you know, teching up while you're not able to.
What are you doing?
Ah, you selected a probe. That happens quite a bit in Starcraft 2. and here come some more zealots. You might want to back up a little to let them come up so you can get a better surround. So now you can see your zealots are kind of surrounding them, and it's like 2 to 1 rather than 1 on 1. And that's going to be a little more in your favor. That's called micro. In StarCraft, the moving of units and the manipulating of units and the making sure that you know, you're attacking properly, that's called micro. The building of units and the building of probes and the building of buildings and the keeping your supply up, that's called macro, right? So the most important thing in StarCraft 2, especially in the beginning level, is your macro. Because your micro can be the best in the entire world, right? But if you don't have enough units, you'll just simply die. So there are a lot of players who are really good, and they're just good because their macro is so tight that they don't lose anything. So did you hear that research complete? That means that your warp gate technology is finished. Now what this means is you're going to double click your all your gateways and hit W. Just keep spamming W. Oh, excuse me, G. Spam G. And now they're changing all into warp gates. And what this means is you'll be able to warp in units directly on the field. So hit Z, and then click within the blue area. And hit Z, click within the blue area. Hit S. Okay, you don't have enough minerals. Hit Z, click within the blue area. You see how quickly they're spawning? That's warp gates, and that's what you're going to need to tech to. Most normally, the second your cybernetics core would finish, you would start doing that. So you would need an assimilator sooner so that you had enough minerals. And I do apologize, I do think that our frame rate is dropping a bit. I will probably have to lower the settings next time we ladder, if this continues. But it's not too important, we're trying to make sure we learn here. So, yeah, hit Z and build a unit, and you can see that your money is really low right now. And that's because you don't have a lot of probes, you're not saturating. So you need to keep hitting 4E. So what you should do is get in the habit of just having your fingers hit 4, right? So that way they'll do it automatically. Now the nice thing about this warp gate technology is that now in order to select them, you don't have to click on them. You can actually just hit W.
Ooh, that's nice.
That's really cool, huh? So now what I want you to do for the remainder of this game is I want you to hit 4, hit W. Hit 4, hit W. Right? So now...
Get used to that?
Yeah, get used to that. Now, every time you hit 4, check and make sure you're building a probe. Right? Just one. So hit escape to get rid of that. Now hit E.
E.
Now hit 4. Or W. 4. W. 4. W. 4. W. That probe's getting done. So 4E. W. So now you're being attacked. There are things going on. Warp gates. Not warp gates, excuse me. Force fields, all sorts of craziness. A bunch of stalkers, a bunch of sentries. Basically, it's looking very grim. Hit W and warp some units in on the battlefield. So they'll warp in and try to do some damage, but before they warp in, they are going to be attacked. And so, at this point, the game is over, right? So, now what you do in a game of StarCraft when you lose is you don't wait till he destroys all your buildings, because that's really obnoxious. So you want to type GG. And then you hit enter. And GG means good game. You know, you're conceding, you're saying I did well, or you did well, it was a good game. And he's going to say GG back. So now you leave the game. So I got rid of my little bars on top. So what you do is you hit F10, and then N to surrender. And that was your first game of StarCraft 2. It seemed bad. It seemed tough. I mean, we did get beat. But you have to realize that there's a lot that goes into StarCraft 2. And you get better over time. My first game of StarCraft was actually in Brood War. And I didn't know how to do anything. I stopped building SCVs like after I had about 20. And you want to constantly be building SCVs. So the next game we play, we'll be working on making sure your SCV production is constant and trying to get that assimilator up a little earlier, trying to get your warp gate up a little earlier, and trying to get the gateway technology and constantly producing units, constantly producing probes. In fact, Day 9, one of the greatest Starcraft casters of all time, and there are many good ones. He does a lot of analysis, and his thing that he says all the time is probes and pylons. Probes and pylons, probes and pylons, probes and pylons. And what that means is make sure you're constantly building probes and you're constantly building pylons. So that way you're always getting good at economy, and you're never supply blocked. Because if you forget your supply depots or your pylons or your overlords, you won't be able to build probes. And probes are the important thing. So that's going to be all for this episode. We're going to try not to make them too long, and we'll do them in steps in different games. So this was our first one. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned. If you guys are new players, if you have friends who are new players, this is a good way to learn. And it may look like, oh, we lost, it's so hard, StarCraft 2. Well, it is a little difficult, but we will work our way up, and it won't take us too long. And
hotkeys are important.
Hotkeys are important, and maybe you might have done better if you weren't thinking about hotkeys.
Yeah.
But then by the time you get to a point where you can't improve, it's going to be a lot harder to break the habit of not using them. So going ahead and getting in the habit of using hotkeys is so much better. And the thing is, you may lose 50 games, but the 51st game, you might be really incredible. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you'll shoot up and you'll just start crushing people because you'll be hitting 4E, 4W, 4W, 4W. Oh, I need a probe, E. 4W, 4W. Oh, I can warp in units. Z, 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 And so that's what it's going to take. And we'll get there over time. So hopefully you guys can see the progress of Sturminator, and hopefully I can teach you guys some things. You can learn a little Protoss, you can learn a little StarCraft 2. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll come up with a clever name for it, and we'll see you guys later.
Peace.